Hi folks, I've been asked again to do different type of video about different types of bet that I play. This one, quite a few people asked me for it, is how I do my straight win or both teams to score or draw accas. Obviously these ones tend to pay a lot more than the overs accas just because of the type of style of accas I do with this type of bet are quite high odds. Now I could pick a lot of short odds teams in games, but you need to do a lot of different games to get half decent returns. So what I'm looking for in these types is to look maybe for 4 or 5 games that are all value games. So games where we have either quite a big price or two teams that are decent prices. By the time you accumulate them all up in an acca, then you actually get an incredibly big price and you only need to put a couple of pound on it. So for this one, I'm just going to use FOTMob again. And I feel like I'm an advocate for this app, but when you see how I do it, you don't really need that many other apps. So here's the first one. So click on FOTMob. So again, we've got all different games. Go to tomorrow. Now I've blanked out all the kind of World Cup qualifiers because they're quite difficult to predict. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on a couple of leagues which tend to give you quite good value. So Finland, so we've got 3 leagues and 4 games in Finland tomorrow. So the first one I'm going to look at is the MP game. So I'll click on this one. Again, similar to what I do with the overs, I'll click on MP and look at what their form is, last 5 games. Now that's almost a sea of red. One home game where they got a win, 4 defeats, 2 of which they didn't score any goals. One of them was at home, the 0-3 game. So not fantastic. So come back out of that again. I'll look at PK35. A little bit better. They had 2 quite bad losses away from home, so that's a red flag. They've got 2 wins, both overs. So you would say, right, okay, they're good at home. 1 draw, look at that. So that was at home as well. So there were 2 wins and a draw at home, but 2 defeats. So again, this is a difficult one. You're also looking here as they've scored 4 out of the 5 games, even in the defeats. So again, I'll look at the table, scroll it up a bit. So again, out of the 12 team league, PK are sitting at 7th, MP at 9th. MP have played an extra game, they're on 22 points. PK, 1 less game, 23 points. Again, very, 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 very similar. Look at the head-to-head, nothing. What we're looking at here is league position, how many they won, exact same. How many they've drawn, PK drew a little more. Lost 8 for home side, MP. So again, this is a really, really tricky one. What would you probably pick on this one? Now, what's quite good here is, if you look at the Bet365 symbol there, it actually has what the odds are, and they're in decimal points. You probably notice from some of my accas that I use fractions, but that's just because I'm very old and I find it easier to work out. So PK are a really good price here, 3.10, 2.15 for a home win, and 3.3 for a draw. Now, if I look again at MP, no draws there. If I look at PK, just the one draw there. At this point, I would look at goals. So looking at goals there, I would probably say that PK score more goals. MP have just got awful record. They've got beat. So what I'll probably go for here, so I'd switch out of there, go into Bet365. Looking at Europe. Wrong group. So I'll go back into that one. See, I can. So there we go. So when you're looking at the odds here, MP are the favourites slightly. PK 35, quite good odds there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for them. Just because I think they score more goals, they've got a few more wins than MP has. To me, it's a value bet. So I've put that on there. Go back in. Looking at the next game, so VPS versus TPS. Again, I'm looking at the Bet365 odds. The away team were the favourites. This one interesting because they've lost 2 games away from home. They've won 2 games at home, and then another one away from home. They've had a draw. That's quite interesting. TPS, however, have had 5 games here, 4 of which they've won. If you look at the 0-1, the 0-2, and the 1-2, those are 3 away wins. So that's telling me they're quite a good side away from home. Look at the table. Actually, VPS are above them, but when you look at it, they were only 2 points behind. Head-to-head wise, this gives us a bit more data. So 6 wins for the home side, 7 for the away, 5 draws. So fairly even across the board. So last game, TPS of drew, won. So I'm looking more for the last time VPS were playing at home. So they won in 2018. View all. So again, but this time VPS won. Draw, a couple of draws there, but that's way back 2014. So I'm not going to look at that too much. Again, as I said previously in another video, I do look for patterns. This one's a real mixed bag. So again, you're having a think. Now, what you can also do as well is you've noticed who do you think will win. This is for home, away, or a draw. You can also flick along will both teams score, and you can see the odds there as well. There's a little feature here as well you could say. If you say yes, you can see what everybody else thinks as well. So how many times people voted, 24 times. So a lot of people think, who are viewing this app, 76% of them think it might be both teams to score. More than 2.5 goals, say we said yes. Again, 75. So again, I'm looking at it again, and I'm thinking, could it be both teams to score? In actual fact, when you look at these 5 games, 4 out of the 5, they have scored. When I look at TPS, how many times have they scored? They've scored in all 5 games. To me, the value bet on this one is both teams to score. So I would go in here, both teams to score, odds here, add it. So already after 2 bets, 4.68 to 1. So that's quite good odds. Again, I've got to go back in and I'll look at this third game. So Japs versus Pekka. Look at Japs, quite impressive. 4 wins out of 5. Look at that in a lot more detail. Pekka, less impressive. They've had 1 home win, 1 away win, 2 defeats away from home. Where was this one? A draw at home. So not fantastic. Table-wise, Japs, top of the league. Pekka, down at 8th, mid-table type. Head-to-head wise, 1 game played between the two sides. Japs went and won away from home. This one's clearly saying to me it should be a home win. Again, that's probably what I'm going to go for. So if I'm going into that one, so it's both teams to score at full time result. They're 3 to 10. It's quite short odds kind of thing. So on this one, it bumps odds up a little bit, but it's not fantastic. Go back in the last finished game. Now this one got 3 wins, 2 defeats, just on the face of things. This one, 3 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw. So again, what's going on here? Look at the table, 2 of them right next to each other, same amount of points. Head to head, the home side, Pargas have won away from home. They've won quite convincingly at home, and these were in 2020 and in 2021. So to me, they've won quite convincingly when they've been at home, these two. The 2 defeats were away from home. They've even won 1 away, this the first game here. This one, again, they have won twice away from home. So I'll go back into that. But again, I'm looking for value. So if I went back in to this one, again, sorry, parrying. So again, I'm going to go for a home win in this one. So for a 4-fold, that's given me almost 12 to 1. This one, only need to put £3 on it to win £38.78. And there we go. Do the little one for an alert. And the way I would do it is screenshot it, and then I would just edit it. That way we've got 3 wins and both teams to score. For the sake of £3, the opportunity to win £38.78. And that's how I would do this one. I'll try and do another video with another set of teams as well. Okay, thank you. Hope you like this one.